Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to use TI-84 calculator to create some graphs for introductory statistics class. In this video, we are going to learn how to construct histogram for ungroup data, histogram for group data, frequency polygon for group data, and OSI for group data using TI-84 plus calculator. Histogram for ungroup data. Plot the histogram for the following data using TI-84 calculator. So here we have a large set of data and we are going to create histogram using TI-84 calculator. Here we have the quick steps. These are just the quick outline. They are not the detailed step, but these will guide you on how to construct the histogram. So first we enter the data in list 1. So we are going to enter all this data in list 1 in TI-84 calculator. So for that, we go to stat and then under edit, we select 1. It will bring the list. Under list 1, we enter all these data. So I have already entered the data in list 1. And then we go to stat plot. So this is a statistical plot. Histogram is a statistical plot. So we go to stat plot. Here, under this y equal to in your calculator, you'll see there is a stat plot. So in order to go there, we press second and then this one, y equal to. Second and y equal to. Then we are under this menu called stat plot. Now go to the first one. Then once you go there, make sure your stat plot is turned on. Mine is turned on. And then here, the data, the graph type, you select histogram. We'll go here and select histogram. Then after that, in X list, or these X values are in list 1. We don't have any frequency, meaning of that is frequency for each is 1. Then we press graph to create the histogram. So we press graph to create the histogram. This is what I got. This does not look like histogram. It is because this is not in the proper window. So what we have to do is we have to adjust the window by pressing zoom and then 9. So if you press zoom and then 9 is the zoom for the statistics. So it fits the window for the data, number 9, and you'll see your histogram there. So this is how you can create histogram for ungroup data using TI-84 plus calculator. Next, histogram for group data. Plot the histogram for following data using TI-84 calculator. So here we have the class and the frequency given. So we are creating the histogram for this group data. So what we do is we enter the midpoint of the class in list 1. So midpoint of each of these class in list 1. And then the frequencies in list 2. So we go to stat and under edit number 1. I already have some data there. I need to clear this. If I need to clear this, I can go up using this up arrow and select list 1. Once list 1 is selected, hit clear and then enter. So the list 1 is cleared. Now let's plug in the midpoint in list 1. 20 to 30, midpoint is 25. And then 30 to 40 here. The midpoint is 35. We enter that. Then 40 to 50, midpoint is 45. We enter that. 50 to 60, midpoint is 55. We enter that. 60 to 70, midpoint is 65. We enter that. 70 to 80, midpoint is 75. We enter that. So this is what we enter in list 1. We enter midpoints in list 1. 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, and 75. Now in list 2, we are going to enter these frequencies, which is 4 for the first, then 7, then you have 10, 9, and then 4. So we enter frequency in list 2. Then once we enter the data, we go to stat plot again by pressing second and Y. Second and Y. So we are under stat plot window. We select the first one, number 1, and then make sure the stat plot is turned on. in the second one, for the graph type, we are still on the histogram. So make sure you select that histogram. Your data value, the X values are in list 1, and we have the frequency in list 2. So here we must have list 2. So if you look here under 2, there is L2. So if you press second and 2, you'll be able to type L2 over there, list 2. Second and 2, we have list 2 there. We have X values, the data values, which is the midpoint in this case, in list 1, and frequencies in list 2. So once we have everything ready, we press graph to execute this, to see the histogram for the group data. So this is the histogram for the group data. If you need to adjust the window, press zoom and then 9 to get the best view of your histogram. So that is the best view of the histogram for the on-group data given here. Now let's learn how to create frequency polygon for group data. Example, using the frequency distribution given below, construct frequency polygon. So here the frequency distribution is given. We are going to create the frequency polygon for the data given here. So what we do is we enter the midpoint of the class in list 1, the midpoint of this class in list 1, and frequencies in list 2, just like creating the histogram for group data. So we go to stat, then under edit number 1. So here we need to enter the midpoints. So let me clear this, whatever we have here. So if you go up there, hit clear and enter, the list 2 is clear. Come to list 1, select list 1, clear and enter, that gets clear. Now we need to enter the data 50 to 60, the midpoint is 55. Then 60 to 70, midpoint is 65. 70 to 80, midpoint is 75. Then 80 to 90, midpoint is 85. 90 to 100, midpoint is 95. Then 100 to 110, midpoint is 105. So these are the midpoints. L1, under L1 we have midpoints. And in L2, we need the frequencies. So we go to L2 and enter those frequencies. We have 5 first, then 12, then we have 10, then we have 8, 3, and finally 2. So we entered the midpoints in L1, frequencies in L2. Now we go to stat plot by pressing second and y equal to. This is the stat plot window. Under that, select the first one. Make sure the stat plot is turned on. Now this time, because we are creating the frequency polygon, we select the proper data, proper graph type. The first one is the scatter plot. The second one is the line graph, which will give you the frequency polygon. So we select this one, the second one. Go there and select that. And then in list 1, you have the X values. In list 2, you have the Y values or frequencies. Then press graph. So this is the frequency polygon. Because the window is not properly set up, you are not seeing the clear frequency polygon there. So in order to adjust the window, you press zoom and then 9. If you do that, you have a proper window. So this graph here is the frequency polygon. You can use this trace function which is there in the calculator to read the points. The first point was 55, 5. Midpoint was 55, frequency is 5. 55, 5. If you move to next point, then you can see 65, 12. Midpoint 65, frequency 12. Go to the third one. You can see it is 75, 10. 75, 10. Next is 85, 8. See, 85, 8. This point is this one, which is 95, 3. Let's check it. 95, 3. And the last one is 105 and 2. 105 and 2. So this is how we can create frequency polygon for group data. Now we are going to learn how to construct OZI for group data. Using the frequency distribution given below, construct OZI. So they have the grouped frequency distribution given here, and we are asked to construct the ogive. You know that ogive is constructed using the cumulative frequency. So we need cumulative frequency for this. So what we do, we enter the upper class limit in L1. So we enter the upper class limit of each of these in L1. When I say upper class limit, it's 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 110. And then in list 2, we enter cumulative frequency. So let's go to stat, under edit number 1. If there is anything, we need to clear that. So let me clear L2 first, and then let me go here, select L1, clear it. So both are cleared. Now in L1, we enter the upper class limit, that is 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 110. So let's do that. Let's enter those points there, 60. Then you have 70, 80, 90, 100, and then 110. Under L2, we must enter the cumulative frequency. The first one is 5. The second is 5 plus 12, which is 17. Then plus 10, 17 plus 10, 27. Plus 8, 27. Plus 8 is 35. 35. Let me do that. 35. Then 35 plus 3 is 38. 38 plus 2 is 40. So we enter the cumulative frequency. When I say cumulative frequency, the frequency get added. So first is 5. 5 plus 12, 17. 17 plus 10, 27. 27 plus 8, 35. 35 plus 3, 38. 38 plus 2, 40. So we enter the data over there. Then once we enter the data, we go to stat plot again by pressing second and Y, and we go to the first one. So just enter. Make sure the plot type, the stat plot is on, and then for the ogive, we select this line graph. So make sure that second one is selected. We have list 1 and list 2. So X list L1, that is the upper class. And then list 2 is the frequency. So we have all that ready to go. Then all you can do is press graph to see the ogive. Now you may not be able to see the clear picture of ogive here. You need to adjust the window by pressing zoom and then 9. Zoom and then 9. So this is the ogive for the group data which is given here. So this is how you can construct the ogive for group data. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching.